Welcome to another Riverside Chat with Alex Cosper here at the American River. So here's my review of the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris on September 10th, 2024. I think it's clear to me that they were both giving it all they had, and Kamala coming out a little bit ahead because she seems to be more in touch with the actual America that's middle class, whereas Trump, he's never that specific about what he considers the middle class, and he himself is an elite who never had to work hard for money. He just inherited a bunch of money, and even if Kamala didn't accurately portray where his wealth came from, I don't know if anyone can because it's so sketchy, but a lot of it did come from inheritance. And without that inheritance to begin with, I don't know if we even know who Trump was. He used that money to parlay into bigger money, but he didn't make as much money as other billionaires in the same situation. So one thing that happened right after the debate, the Republican outlets like, say, Fox, immediately complimented Trump, praised his efforts, and shredded Kamala Harris. And they showed a poll that said something like 94% thought Trump won. Just lets you know how biased their audience is. Yet the stock, Trump's stock, it's called Truth Social. It's a social media platform, and the ticker symbol is DJT. That stock plunged in pre-market following the debate. So going into the debate, the stock was up a lot. It jumped from like, it was hitting an all-time low below $17, and then came near $20 going into the debate in after-hours trading. Okay, in the very next session, which was pre-market, and only pros trade in that session, or mostly pros, like, you know, big institutional players. They're the ones who took the stock down, like from $20 to $15.50. And then it rallied back a little bit during the regular session, but not that much. So that just tells you Wall Street, which controls the stocks, weren't too happy with Trump's performance in the debate. And that tells me that they think Kamala won the debate. You know, the biggest players in the political arena are the Wall Street players and corporate donors. And last week, Kamala was endorsed by like 88 CEOs or corporate leaders around America. And I don't think Trump's going to be able to match that. So as far as the debate, I thought she was more upbeat. She had more positive things to say about fixing the broken system. She takes a little too much credit and praising Biden too much. I don't think he's been a success story at all. Anyone who thinks he's been successful just because the stock market's up doesn't know how the stock market works and doesn't know much about Biden. Now, most of his stuff that he's pushed from his campaigns has floundered. Like, one of his big things was, getting rid of student loan debt for all those fraudulent things like Trump University was a big fraud. Turns out there were a bunch of other schools that were frauds, that closed down, that ripped people off. And the victims still haven't been repaid by anyone. And every time the Democrats try to pass something about student debt forgiveness, like courts come in and they reverse it and nothing gets done. But Biden still likes to take credit for this kind of stuff. Nothing's been done as far as moving closer to alternative energy. The government is still super pro-oil, super wants to exploit the fact that there's plenty of oil reserves to last for hundreds of years. And their philosophy is, why not just use it up as long as we can, even though drilling costs rise the deeper oil companies have to drill. At some point it just won't be worth it to drill for oil if inflation keeps escalating the way it has. So, I mean, that's, to me, the big story of the year is not the wars that are going on that nobody wants except Biden and Trump and apparently Harris. They want to be war heroes. And inflation is driven by too much war spending. That's where half the money goes, is war spending, defense spending. And until they can put a cap on that, it's going to be the same story always. That we just keep running up more and more debt, and the only solution is to borrow more. So that's the world we live in. I'm surprised I can state it more clearly than either of those candidates. I guess I'm more articulate about the problems and solutions because I'm not biased in any way. I'm not, I don't have contracts with big corporations to put words in my mouth. So that's the way the political arena works. Government contractors come first, whatever they want. And as long as oil is still enormously subsidized by the U.S. government, there's still going to be fracking, which is not a profitable business, but it helps keep oil prices down. Because if they just got rid of fracking, oil prices would skyrocket, and that'd be a whole nother problem. So for now, they're trying to, they make it sound like we're easing out of oil and going more into alternative energy, but it just hasn't been happening fast enough. So that's why I laugh at Trump when he tries to pretend that Harris is a radical left socialist, when she's not even close. She's a lot closer to the regular establishment mainstream. All right, so I do believe she won that debate. Wall Street obviously thinks she won that debate. And if Trump supporters really wanted to show their support, they would buy his DJT stock. But that didn't happen. Day after the debate, the opposite happened. The stock plunged. So more on this election coming up. I've only been wrong about one thing so far, and I thought that, back in June or early July, I thought that Biden would be at the top of the ticket just because he seems so stubborn, but I didn't realize, hey, donors have the final say. So that's what happened. They threatened to withdraw funds for the party until they flipped the ticket or got him off the ticket and moved her up. And this argument that Biden got all the votes in the primary, but he got millions of votes in the primary, but Kamala got 0. That's not true, because everyone knew when they were voting for Biden in the primaries, they were also voting for Vice President Kamala Harris. My prediction at this point is she will be the president after she wins the Electoral College thanks to states like Nevada, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. That's it for now. Let's meet again here at the American River for another Riverside Chat.